All right. Hello, everybody. I had a last minute opportunity to do something new. So we're going to try playing I posted this topic of how do you brainstorm with yourself? And there may be some other people. If you want to join me on this call and try out the techniques with me in the room, click on the link to the Zoom call. And because there's no one else in the room right now, I'm just going to start with some things I can tell you about some techniques for brainstorming with yourself. A great warm-up for brainstorming with yourself is doing some fun word association. So you can just do it with yourself, like tree, squirrel, nut, gym, soccer, checkers, sweat, floor, whatever. You do it with yourself. Or I found a little website I'll show you. Oh, look at this. I think you'll be able to see this. I'll put the link in the show notes here. Human brain cloud. So screwdriver, I'm going to put orange juice. Doesn't matter how you spell for this game. Elsewhere, nowhere. On and on. PowerPoint. Okay, so you get the idea. You can play word association and give you new ideas. And this is actually related to, there's a book called Where Great Ideas Come From. Where great ideas come from is often not like we sit here and think of a brand new idea, but we're putting together two concepts that maybe weren't possible before a certain type of technology. Like we're having this meeting and we're having it all over the world at the same time, putting together two ideas. So another fun technique for prompting yourself to come up with new ideas would be to think of your topic of what is it that you're brainstorming on. So maybe I'm brainstorming on ways to get the word out about my new group program. And I can think of ideas, but it'll help my brain come up with new ideas if I give it something to associate with. So here's another fun website you can try, or you can do this other ways. Give yourself an image. So here's a website that's, it's a writing exercises random image, and it's a random image generator, and it'll generate. So here we go. I didn't plan this. So ways I could get the word out. I could do a series of human sculptures related to the benefits of being in this program. I could call middle-aged people that I know who are great networkers. I could do market research to talk to people about the crushing weight of having problems, especially problems that you're only thinking about in your own way, and that there's a whole nother way to think about things. So maybe I could give examples of when you're stuck in the box thinking. Even I could talk to previous clients about the box, like the box that they were living under or in, and then how doing the program last fall led to them having a whole different frame of how to think about things. Okay, there we go. There's some ideas. Now I'll click new image, see what happens. Okay, I could take a lot of drugs and come up with even more ideas. I could connect my program to nature and the seasons, and maybe it's because there's people all over the world. I could have people do something that's really like grounding them in the place, and have people share more from like really letting other people know where they are in the world and what it feels like to be them and their like habitat. I could, something that's white and sticky and like attractive, but also kind of scary. So I could, when I talk about things, I could talk about them both acknowledging the attractive part and also acknowledging the fears that might come up. So it's really exciting to set a goal for the fall. And it also is really scary to even say it, because then it brings up, all your fears that you won't be able to achieve it, and that both those things are normal. Okay, there you go. There's watching me brainstorm with myself. It's really, oh, Terry's here. Hi, Terry.
I'm sorry I was running late.
Oh, that's great. So I'm going to just change this to gallery view so everybody can see both of us. Okay, so Terry, do you have a topic that you would like to brainstorm on?
you know what? I lost you. It's doing that thing to me again.
Okay.
Okay. So.
All right. So Terry may or may not be here. I'm going to keep going with another way to use this technique of associating ideas with other ideas that you can do with yourself. So a great tool that you can use are little slips of paper, or the more professional version, Post-it notes. So if you write one idea you had, so maybe I have the idea of like calling people. It's not the most exciting. So I have an idea of calling people, and then I can put that up on my board. You can't even see that, can you? How about I put it, let's say this pink one is that idea, calling people. And then maybe I did that image thing and I came up with 5 ways that I could associate calling people with that image of the mushrooms that we saw. So now I've got 5 ideas of how I can do the calling people, whatever it was that I just said. And then you can go back again, and under each of those ideas, so maybe this idea with calling people and mushrooms was something about asking people to take a picture of, what's right outside their front door, and doing that as like a Facebook engagement thing. Made that up. So then under that idea, so I would have that idea written there. And then I think now after I've gone through this and I've sort of drifted my brain away from that because I've, thought of all kinds of new ideas, come back to this one and just read this. Calling people or having people take a picture of the habitat outside their door. How is that related to, how is that idea related to getting the word out about my program? Or what else could I do with that? People taking a picture. I could have people share a story of the most dramatic, like before after picture. Maybe there's people who've done like a before after picture in their life, and have them talk about what actually made the difference. So if somebody has a before after picture of losing weight, or joining like the military, or some before and after being married or having a baby, and have them talk about, have people share stories about what was the surprise or the transformational component of that. So, and then you just go along. So you're like abstracting, you're abstracting off of your own ideas to flush them out. And one of the tricks here that's helping your brain is, instead of just linearly extracting straight down, you're giving your brain like a rest, and then you're like coming back at it with a new angle. Mm-hmm. So there's another idea. So, and I'm going to check Facebook here to see if there's anybody who's saying anything or wants.
Was it just, I'm not seeing any of, just the 2 of us is all I'm seeing. Is there a third person?
That's all I'm seeing too.
Okay.
Right now. Yep.
Right.
Okay. So here's another idea, but we'll leave this live and other people will show up.
So I don't know if this fits. Did you ask for another idea, or did you want to continue sharing your idea?
Another idea. I think this Facebook Live is going to turn out to be like me just presenting a bunch of ideas more than us like, coming up with stuff, at least at the start, just so that people are mainly going to see this on a replay.
Okay, so I'll just listen then.
Oh, okay. And then we'll check in. So I want to share 2 more ideas, and then we'll see whoever's in the room that wants to talk about other ideas that might come out of these or that you've tried. But I'm going to focus on getting the content out for people who might be watching this on a replay. So here's another idea that's a version of like a ladder of abstraction. So, or it's called, I don't know, I call it the concept behind that. So say you have a topic like we want to raise money for the soccer team. And then you come up with an idea that's just come up with, okay, well, maybe Terry, we could do this live with you. Okay, do you have something that you would like to brainstorm on?
No.
Okay, all right, let's do a hypothetical. Okay. Okay. So, so I'll do the hypothetical example. So people
do hypothetical right now.
Okay. So say that I'm trying to think how to raise money for the soccer team. And the first idea I have is, well, I could have a bake sale. And then I ask, so that's a very specific idea. Now think like one step removed. What's the concept behind that? Or this is a way of doing what? This is a, you know, in what sort of category of money raising is this? So maybe it's in the category of make things and sell them.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's in the category of stick to familiar things, that just stick to familiar ideas. So you take that category, like category 1, make things and sell it. Okay, now 5 ideas that have to do with that. Well, we could knit hats for the coming winter. We could print photos of all the students. What?
Ooh, we could paint rocks.
Yes, we could paint rocks. We could find rocks that are in the schoolyard and paint them the school colors. We could take the jerseys from the soccer team and we could sew them into like memorial quilts. We could, or quilts that have the numbers. We could, we could take the grass from the soccer field and make cordage and knit like rustic jerseys or little miniature ones for dogs or whatever. Okay? It's all in the category of make something and sell.
Okay.
And then, maybe there's a different category. So that's that keeps the brainstorming maybe a little bit more associated with the original topic, right?
Uh-huh.
Instead of bringing in the random image, it's bringing in a category.
See.
And then, I guess I'll put notes to this. And then the final idea I wanted to present was creating 2 long lists of these broader categories. So say you are thinking about, we'll just continue the same example. No, I'll make one up. I'll do one related to my original topic of how can I reach out to people to have them like do cool things with me, like related to this fall program. So one category of things that I'm going to think of 2 categories of like things that I enjoy. I'm really making this up live. So things that I enjoy, there could be a whole category that has to do with travel and adventure. And then there's the category that this program fits in, which is personal growth and goals and transformation. So really driven this out. So for this one, you make your 2 categories. So I have like the category of the actual topic I'm brainstorming on, and I have a category of something else that I really enjoy that may or may not be related to that. And then I'm going to come up with 5 things that are related to that category. So, and you're going to have to add these Post-it notes. You're going to abstract 5 Post-it notes. So of the category of what the program's about, it's about setting goals and breaking out of overwhelm and breaking out of self-doubt and celebrating your successes and changing your relationship with fear. Okay, so say those are 5 things it's about. 5 things that are under my category of travel and adventure are retreats in tropical places, is homestays with families, is adventurous things for kids, is learning a new language, and is
photography.
Public transportation.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting forms of public transportation. So then I will take things from one category and try to make a match. So what's something that's related between, what did I say on here? Like changing your relationship with fear and new forms of or interesting public transportation experiences. And how can that be related to my original thing of getting the word out about the marquee? I'm like, oh, I could do a live stream. I could travel right now, or the next time I'm traveling, I could do a live stream that somehow connects the emotions that are related to like the curiosity and then also the fear that's associated with like getting on a rickety bus that you're not quite sure if you read the schedule right, and the idea of joining a program that you've never done before, but you are curious about and you are excited about. And I could write, if I wrote blog posts, I could write a blog post about that. So that's an example. So that's like category association.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's it. That's my list of, for today, my list of how to brainstorm with yourself download. And Tara, you're the one in the room here now. So we could continue to chat about this and maybe try some, think about some iterations of other ways to combine these things. So I'm open to you or anyone who wants to show up on
I'm kind of stuck on something that I do, and I encourage people to do, is an idea book. And this is really a cool way to deal with that, because in the idea book, you open up the book so that it's a spread of 2 pages, and you do all your initial writing on the left page in bullets, however you want to do it, in bullet form, whatever. And so this page could have to do with ideas for my new business. And the next page could have to do with ideas for an outing with my daughter. And the next page, so it's a spread. And the next page, so these are ideas that are just in my head. But as I write on the left-hand side of the ideas for my daughter, a thought may come that sends me back to the page, the spread on ideas for my business. And I can write on the right-hand page, draw pictures or paste photographs, or be descriptive of something that came up later. So it's the same concept that you described earlier, where instead of thinking for 2 hours on this one topic, I don't lose my ideas, and I can come back Leonardo da Vinci style, like his notebooks, with squirrels and lines connecting concepts and ideas.
Yes, I think Post-it notes and things like that are so helpful for that, to have the pieces around, and then you can come off of those ideas. Here's a workshop activity that I did once. I was a participant in the workshop. That's similar. So they had us take a piece of paper and fold it into 3 pieces. And first we wrote on this column, like things I love, or like what I love to do, or something like that. And then they had us close that up and open this page and write what the world needs. And then we opened them both up and they said, okay, now draw lines between these things and come up with ideas that connect. It's very simple, right? What I love and what the world needs. And new ideas came out of that. So for your idea book, it almost could be, if you have like 10 pages that are like things I love to do with my kid, things I love to do professionally, then give people, like, do like a random die, random numbers. Like, okay, come up with 5 things that connect items on page 6 with page 3.
Wow.
Come up with,
that's
because you already have the ideas, right?
Yeah.
So what are the connections? Because that's where the really fun stuff comes.
Yeah.
Is in the in-between space.
In the in-between things. Now, so what you're the piece that's really intriguing for me about both of these concepts is the distance between making the original thought tangible by writing it down someplace, going off into another direction and giving the space and coming back to it with fresh eyes or fresh heart. And that, I used to have a lot of trouble sleeping. And one of my coaches gave me an activity and I would have trouble sleeping because the ideas would be swirling in my head and I would be afraid I was going to lose the ideas subconsciously. And so I would keep thinking because I didn't want to lose them. And she had me create a big Post-it note with a round circle. And that's my plate, that all of these ideas and these to-do things were on my plate. So if I had an idea that was swirling in my head in the middle of the night, I would quickly write it down on my Post-it note, get up and go over and put it on the plate and then go back to sleep. Because then I knew I wasn't going to lose the idea. It was there for me in the morning. And tying what you're saying with the trifold, I love that. Tying the because sometimes the ideas were about rearranging the furniture in my house. And sometimes they're
Mhm.
ideas about, I got to remember to change the oil in my car. And sometimes the ideas are about my business
Mhm.
branding. But you get all of those on your plate, and they have connections like this trifold folder. I don't know how
Right.
that.
Or you just, yeah, your brain is so loyal. So if you tell your
Yes.
brain, make a connection between, you know, this cooking idea and this business idea, your brain will come up with an idea. And I just, even in that thing I was doing live, about my own, hi Madhu,
Hi.
that I was doing live about my own like topic to brainstorm on, I came up with ideas I had never thought of, for sure, that are actually practical. Like, it's really
So you heard
fun to
them
have
come
people.
out of your mouth.
Oh yeah, like I had not thought of that idea before, and I got really. I mean, it'd be so fun to have people like take a picture outside their front door or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, Manu, we were. I was thinking we were about to wrap up, but have you been listening, or are you just joining? And what time is it there? My goodness, like 3 a.m.
I wonder if she can
I'm
hear
not
us.
sure if she can hear us. Yeah. It's
Yeah, I
far.
think not. Can you hear us? No, she can't hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, she's in, as far as I know, she's in Bangalore, India, and it's 1 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
So, it's so nice to see
Welcome.
you.
Yeah.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the Facebook live stream, unless it already ended on its own. I'm going to end that, and then we'll continue our little Zoom meeting. But now, so thanks everybody who's watching this now or is going to be watching it. And we'll leave it up. Nothing too deeply personal this time.
Yes.
So, there you go. As has happened before on these calls. So I'm going to figure out how to end it. It'll be good.
So I don't think Madhu can hear us at all.
I don't think so. No, I don't.
Okay, I can hear you all now. Like the flag.
Yay!
Hi.
Hi.
And bye. I think you're signing out. I just thought I'd give it a shot. I just came back home from a late night movie. So, and I'm like, oh, they're all live. They're doing something.
Yes, we're live.
Hello. Hello.
I just closed the video. I just closed the live stream, but we're here in this, you know, we're here right now talking to each other.
Should I stay or should I leave? I'm not, I just feel like it's awfully personal suddenly and I just showed up.
Oh, well, I know. Well, it's nothing compared to last week when I did something and it was like, there was like one person watching and he was a partner of somebody who was on the call. And then he realized like, if I show up now, it's going to be like, because Terry was on the call and she had just expressed like, oh my God, that's really personal. Everything I just shared. I can't believe that's on Facebook Live. Wait, people can watch this? And there's like one guy watching it who was the partner of the other woman who's in the like business partner. And he was like sitting there going, and I'm like, okay, I'll just end the Facebook Live. And he told me later, he was like, what happened? What he also said is like, I figured if I showed up, it was like a room of like 6 women. And we just had this really intimate, like hour-long call. And he's like, I figured if I like showed up in the room like an hour later, like, hi, I'm this middle-aged white dude, and I've been watching, and I'm kind of like, he was like, I figured that would not have been good, Erica. And I'm like, thank you very much for like not doing that.
We're not doing that.
That would not have helped. But it definitely created the suspense. So anyway, I put out this, anyway, how are you? Can you hear us?
Me? I'm good.
So Terry, this is Madhu. Terry is a coach that trained in the same program that I did. She's in Alaska. And Madhu is a wonderful improviser from India who was in this group program that I was so shamelessly talking about on my live stream.
Hi, Terry. Nice to connect with you randomly.
I couldn't tell if that was totally... Okay, so Terry, I can ask you now. Was that like totally lame to like shamelessly talk about my group program on my live stream?
No, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. I thought it was really good. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to get better at letting people, so I used my, like, how do I reach out to people about this program as my example of a topic to brainstorm. And
yeah. I think that's entirely appropriate, and I actually think that it might be valuable for you to be a little more bold about that.
Okay, well, I was just one step into bold.
Yeah, one step into bold. So how could you go 3 steps into bold? With that, with saying, this is my program, and I'm trying to brainstorm, blah, 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 blah.
I could invite people to a call where they help me brainstorm ideas, like, and make that whole call. Like, I could reach out to my whole network and be like, ask people to come on a call and come up with ideas together. Like, all help me. That would be bold.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would be really bold. And what else?
And it would be very bold. Well, I could like go on to this Facebook thing and be like, hey, if you like that, if you were curious about that program, here's the link. Or maybe less annoying would be like, here's how to sign up to have a 15-minute call with me about it. Or I had this idea of like, it'd be nice to host like some type of little mini pre-call thing with people who might be interested, or like do like a mini version. You know, that's what people do, right? Like here, it's kind of what these are.
Yeah.
Like, here's a mini version of what it's like to work with me, and let's do something that I would be doing in the group. But let's do it, and let's do it. You know, it's just open for anybody to do.
Yeah.
I want to do that. I want to do something like that. What do you think, Madhu? I'll ask Madhu.
I'm actually still tuning into the conversation. So I figured that you're brainstorming about something.
Oh, well, I feel like, so
but
what
I didn't quite
happened-
catch the first part of it. I don't know. I think I've missed it.
Okay. So what happened on the live call is that I was the only one on the call because I like basically told people about it 2 hours before I did it. I was going to do a live coaching call, but the client just never like responded to my last email. So I was like, well, I'm not doing that. So I decided to do this topic, and then I made an outline for myself. Oh, wow. It's so bright in here. Of like, okay, here's things I could present, games we could play. But since no one is in the room, I did like a fast-paced Facebook, you know, video, like, okay, here's a game you can play, and here's another game you could play, and here's another game you could play. And I used as an example, I did something real, like, how do I reach out to people about this Powerful You program that I'm doing in the fall that you know about? And I was asking Terry, like, was that too like weird or like shameless to make that the topic of my brainstorming, right? Instead of choosing something like how, you know, I don't know, something that has nothing to do with my business, right? It's just, you know, how am I going to, you know, get my kid out the door in the morning in a way that works for everybody.
And then when you've got all of those ideas, line them up with getting your kid out the door, where it works, way that works with everybody, with getting people in the door for your Powerful You.
Right. How is that related? How are those ideas that I had about getting kid out the door related to getting people into the program?
Yeah.
I'll come up with so many ideas. So anyway.
I unfortunately have to go. Remember, I said I could only do a half an hour, but thank you so much for, you are just so innovative, and that's something that I admire and really like connecting with you. The way that you, your enthusiasm for innovation.
My enthusiasm for innovation.
I just think that it's really, really neat to observe you and to interact with you in the way.
Thank you, Terry.
So, I'm going to leave the meeting.
Okay.
Bye. Nice to meet you, Madhu.
Nice to meet you, Terry.
Yay, I get to talk to just you. So you went out all late at night, and now you're like here, and
I was gonna go to bed, and then I thought, okay, let me 10 minutes just like hang around on Facebook, and I said, oh, Erica's going live for some, and then it said the meeting is going on right now. I'm like, really? So I just downloaded Zoom on my phone, and bingo! Suddenly I walked into the room. I was like, oops, I am here.
You are. No, it's nothing. Last week, so I have this new commitment because I'm working towards creating content for a podcast, and I thought, okay, and I have this visibility thing, so I'm like, okay, every week let's play games online. Let's, I'll do something. I'll do live coaching. I'll do games. I'll do something at 3:00 on Wednesdays. This is my new thing.
Okay. So for me, it's okay. Got it. I'm going to try and catch this every week. And I think I'll be chiming in with Terry to say, my God, are you innovative? Are you self-driven or what? Are you like always up to something? Like, I'm just amazed, Erica. Like, I'm simply amazed and inspired. Like, this is fantastic. I don't have half the balls that you have. Like, you're like there at it saying, guys, come and talk to me because I'll talk to you.
I feel like I'm just so much more I'm going to turn off this light. I have these cool lights now. Let me see what happens then. It's like the sun came out here. The sun's on the side of the planet. Well, I'm just so much happier working with other people. And so, this is the way I get to work with other people is I just put stuff out there and people show up and respond. I'm like, cool, that I have people to play with. So
that's amazing. Look at those Post-its at the back. They look very dramatic.
Yeah, I know they do because of the lighting. Well, you know what this is? This is just like a slide projector screen. You know what I mean? Like, let me show you. I'll lift it up and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
I got it.
Thing, right? So it's also how I clean the house. See, like, oh, look. The house is clean.
Very cool. This is very cool. Like, really.
It was like, $8 at a garage sale or something. It's the kind of thing people throw away now because nobody watches slideshows.
Nobody watches them on that. Yeah.
But
this is amazing.
But it's nice because it's kind of a bright white.
Yeah, it just makes your background really neutral.
Yeah. And then I have these lights. These are like LED lights that I bought. And they're really nice because this one doesn't have the battery in it. It's the other one. It's on like it's a simple, but that's like the simplest things. I mean, not the simplest, but like not that much. Oops. Hold on. Like, I mean,
that is amazing.
It's a fancy looking tripod that I just, like a friend gave it to me. But it's just an LED light, so it lasts forever. It's really nice. And then it's so nice. Yeah, even if it's dark out, I can suddenly be presentable. Whereas before I was like, anyway, it's really, yeah. But it also...
Thank you for giving me a tour through your office, your studio.
My studio, because I don't actually have one. So, anyway. So what's exciting? Tell me, what should you have, like, it's the middle of the night. What do you want to tell me?
Middle of the night, I just went to watch Dunkirk. I just came back from watching Dunkirk.
Oh.
Dunkirk is a Christopher Nolan movie set in the Second World War era. And it's like a cinematography treat. So it's playing in the movie theaters in Bangalore right now. So a bunch of us went to catch the movie tonight, like a 10 p.m. show, and we just got home.
I love how the piece of your life that I'm always struck by is your like group of friends or your group of girlfriends. I have no idea how you do that.
I know these multiple groups running. Even I have no idea.
I know. Here comes Robert. Hi, Robert.
In a minute, I'm unpacking my car. I'll be
right.
right.
This was like so Robert, someone I met at the I didn't meet him. He's in a Facebook group that's the Creative Problem Solving Institute conference that I went to a couple weeks ago. And he's sort of like, I presented at, but he is this, he's facilitated for like 40 years or something. So he has like, he has this like, he's one of those people that like, well, this person came up with this idea until that person took it and they modified it like this. And then I met this one, and then I talked to him at this conference, and that he's like that sort of like grandfather energy of all this stuff. I think you might have gotten the time wrong for this call. So
yeah, you're done, right, with the call?
I'm done. I'm done. I'm so happy to be
Okay,
done because I've done
yeah.
these things before and they've been really long. And I was like, all right, let's just do it quick.
Yeah.
So I'm super happy.
Cool. Cool. Then I'll speak to you tomorrow because we're scheduled
Yeah.
to speak tomorrow.
Yes,
And I'm
that
looking
sounds good.
forward to that.
Okay. All right.
Yay, this was a bonus, Erica.
This is a
I'm glad I
bonus.
popped in and to say hi.
All
This is so
right.
much fun.
Did you hear Terry's idea of like if you're having trouble sleeping, like create, have a notebook or whatever and just write everything down?
Oh no, I didn't hear the idea. No.
She said she had a therapist or a coach or someone who told her to take a big piece of paper and draw a circle on it. And she's like, that's your plate. And like anything that comes like into your brain, like put it on your, put it in that circle. Like if it comes in the middle of the night or whatever and you can't sleep, just write it on a Post-it note and stick it on your plate so that you take it out of your head. I don't know why it was a plate.
Out of your head and onto the plate. Nice.
Yeah, onto the plate. And the plate is like Post-it
That's funky.
So if you have trouble.
That's a good thought to go to sleep with. Get it out onto the plate.
Yes, so that you don't have to think about it. All right, sweetie.
Thank you. Thank you, Erica. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye. Thank you for doing this for all of us and making the world a better place.
Aw, thank you. Bye.
Mwah. Bye.
Okay, I'm here. I'm around.
Yeah.
By the way, because we really don't know each other, I go by Alan.
Oh my goodness. I think I kind of knew that. I'm sorry.
Legally and aesthetically and professionally, I use the whole name or Alan, but Facebook will not let me unless I can prove through documentation that my name is just Alan. I just went through a whole big thing with them. Anyway, all that aside, I saw that you had been writing back and forth with Natalie. I don't know if those were old messages or they were part of this.
Well, they were me preparing for this.
Oh, okay. I saw she would be a great resource for sure. With all the work she's done with New and Improved and on her own. Am I the only one with you at the moment?
Yeah, so I already did it. I did it from 3 to 4.
That's what I thought. 4 with that. It's only 3:30 now.
Where are you?
It says 3:30 and I'm in the East Coast.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I ended up being, you're absolutely right. The time slot was 3 to 4, but because nobody was on the call with me at the start, I just plowed through and presented stuff like a normal Facebook Live where one person is. I'm like, here's one idea, and here's another one, and here's another one. And then Terry joined, and I was like, how about I just keep going? And we didn't have it really be like a group interactive thing. I gave examples, but I've done a lot of these. I've done several of these now where it's like this big, long, interactive call, and that's cool. But I didn't have like the interactive component speed up, really. So anyway, I just made it shorter and sweeter, short, and I'm really happy about that. So
one of the things that you may have thought about